Hello guys and welcome back to the Balkans bush trip. This time for leg 2 from Otokak to Simunik. I'm sorry for any mispronunciation. Anyways, I'm here setting up our first cruising altitude of 2,500 feet. Synchronize our heading bug with our current heading so that we can activate the autopilot right after takeoff. So let's go! Throttle full forward. Again, a little bit of problems keeping the plane straight. Liftoff is at around 55 knots and the runway was just about long enough so we don't end up in the field right here. Nevertheless, we made it in the air and now I'm starting to trim out the airplane to hand it over to the autopilot so we don't have to do that much during this sightseeing trip. So in order to do that, I will turn on nav mode, altitude mode, turn on the autopilot. Afterwards, select vertical speed mode and click on nose up 5 times to tell the plane to climb with 500 feet per minute. Arriving at our first waypoint right now, this little mine below us. The autopilot initiates a right-hand turn for our next leg. And because I have nav mode selected, I don't have to do anything. From here we basically only have to follow this road to the left-hand side of our plane right now until it ends in a tunnel in the hills in front of us. So navigating in this part of the flight is not that hard. We are still following the road, as you can see, and it leads us right towards the hills in the background. As we get closer to the hills, I start to gain altitude because we will definitely need it, and we have to start early because this Cessna is not a monster in climbing, as you can see. We are over the hills right now and initiate a right-hand turn towards our destination. I've played around a little bit with the drone cam. I'm still figuring it out, but I will improve in the next videos, I guess. Now that we are over the hills, I told the G1000 to descend again, because now we are at around 4,500 feet and we're getting closer to our destination, so we don't need that altitude anymore. This little bridge below us was our last waypoint before the destination. So let's enjoy the last leg of the flight by looking outside the window down to this lake with the hills in the background and the rising sun behind the hills. So now we'll show you that we can see the runway, this white line in the distance. In order to position ourselves perfectly with the runway, I have to turn a little bit to the left, so I switch to heading mode, turn the heading selector a little bit to the left, so that we align ourselves perfectly with the runway. I ran across multiple bugs and errors in this game, but this one is very annoying. My MFD, my right screen in the cockpit, just died. I don't know why. I haven't found a mistake on my side, but maybe you spotted something I missed out, but I can't find a mistake, so yeah, let me know in the comments. After the screen died, I turned off the autopilot and flew the plane manually, of course, for the landing as well, obviously. So now we're overflying this little city below us. We are scratching the white arc from above now, so our speed is low enough to give full flaps. We have to counteract by adding a little bit of power and pushing down the nose, because the plane tends to balloon up a little bit if you add flaps, which can be very annoying, especially in situations like this when you're on final. I'll tell you right about the next bug in this game. As soon as you land in the bush trip and complete a leg, and you land on the right and correct airport, then there comes a leg completion message at the end. This did not happen in this flight, so if I go to the bush trip menu and want to select leg 3, it's not possible because the game thinks I didn't complete leg 2, so this is a little bit of a bug and I hope they will fix it in the future. Because there are also very long legs and I don't always want to do them twice or a third time. Nevertheless, we're over the runway, starting the round out. Go back on power, power to idle, and let the plane lower itself on the runway. So, now again, as always, problems with the rudder because it's just too sensitive. But that was the second leg of this Balkans bush trip. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in leg 3, given that I figure out how to solve the bug that the game doesn't recognize that I completed a leg. Anyway, hope you had fun, and we'll see us in the next video. Goodbye.